Now, as those of you in Europe will know, the continent is suffering under a second record-breaking heat wave this summer. We're going to take a look now at some of those weather patterns for you. Much of the continent, as you can see, dealing with temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s, which is extremely unusual for this time of year. In Paris, temperatures, where is Paris? There we go. Paris over here. Temperatures climbed to an all-time high of 42.6 degrees today. Several countries in northwestern Europe also reaching record-breaking highs. Just to pick out a few, Cambridge in the UK reaching 38.1 degrees Celsius. That's a record for July. Now, if we move over to Germany and western Germany, and we've got Lingen in western Germany reaching 41.5 degrees Celsius. I don't know if you can see the text over there. Netherlands, some reports from there saying that the temperatures rose to 41.7 degrees in some of the rural areas near a place called Dielen. Now, those temperatures, of course, coming just after June's heat wave, which set the records for the last time. Records keep being exceeded one after the other. The temperatures then in June reached 46 degrees in southern France, which was the highest they'd been until then. Now, those record temperatures prompting fresh questions about how much of this is linked to climate change. Well, Alex and theCUBE have been looking at that.
We have indeed, Belle, and of course it's worth saying that through social media we're getting a lot of insight from analysts and experts about the effect of these extreme temperatures. Let's give you one here from the World Meteorological Organization. They're pointing out 160 billion tons of ice lost from a glacier in Greenland, the Greenland ice sheet. I mean, that's an extraordinary amount. And then look at this from Copernicus, that's the European Union's Earth monitoring satellite system here. They're showing you Alaska. They're asking, is this the new normal? Well, come with me, I'll show you. These are wildfires captured by the Sentinel satellite burning in Alaska. On this image, you can see there's two versions here. You can see the rather distorted color, but then if we scroll across, you can actually see Alaska on fire as pictured from space. This is the reality of these record-breaking highs, and all of this is feeding into a wider debate, demands from climate activists to see this extreme weather as a warning sign and for a climate emergency to be declared. Look at this, Greenpeace effectively trolling governments and around the world with this take on the internet meme here where everything is fine when things are clearly not. They're saying, so how about we do something about this climate emergency? And they're not alone. They are backed up by research and science. Just here in the journal Nature and also Nature Geoscience, there is a report looking at the effect of these temperatures. Over time, it is getting more intense. These rapid temperatures, they're saying it's climate change.
All right, thank you very much, Alex. Well, we're going to pick up on that, and we're going to talk about some of those reports coming out. To do that, we've got one of the report's authors. Nathan Steiger is a climate scientist at Columbia University. He joins us from New York. Good evening to you, Mr. Steiger. Thanks for joining us. Now, we've had these dramatic, according to your studies, we've had these dramatic temperature peaks and troughs over the last 2,000 years, but none of them thus far have been as dramatic as they have been since the Industrial Revolution, have they?
So basically what we looked at is whether the past temperature coherence is similar to what we see now. So the global warming has been truly global, and we want to know if in the past, is that been the case? And so what we found is that it hasn't, that periods of warm and cold were regional or continental in scale, but they weren't truly global in scale. So, and we were focusing on long-term periods of warming. Not necessarily the short-term heat waves like Europe is obviously experiencing right now, but really long-term periods under which like global warming is a classic example.
And just describe to us how you came to find all of this, because you used some patterns, some data analysis that involved reconstructing temperature patterns over the last 2,000 years. How accurate are those reconstructions?
Well, we use the best data that's available. They're obviously not thermometers going back 2,000 years. And so we've had to rely on natural archives of what climate's been like in the past, such as tree rings and information and layers of ice and corals and other sources. And so we've used that data to infer what past global climate has been like. So again, they're not thermometers, but they're the best data that we have.
OK. Do you think this might be the evidence that finally might put to bed the argument that humans are not behind climate change?
I think this represents sort of a triple underlining of the fact that humans have caused global warming, and what we're experiencing is really unique. So a final word, probably not, but I hope it has some positive impact in this debate.
All right, well, listen, thank you very much. It's really great to talk to you, and thanks for sharing your research, your studies with us. Nathan Steiger, they're climate scientist at Columbia University and one of the authors of those reports we were talking about.